Hi, I'm Johnita Barrett with Gluten-Free and Dairy-Free Living. And today I'm going to make Aunt Kathy's recipe, Blend of the Bayou Casserole. It comes out of our family cookbook. This is Momo Doris. But it's our family cookbook and it's Aunt Kathy's Blend of the Bayou with a twist because I have to make it gluten-free and dairy-free. And of course, nothing in this book is gluten-free and dairy-free. But I've been converting recipes as I go, and they're turning out really good. So let's cross our fingers and hope this is another big hit. So to start, we're going to have a saucepan and 8 ounces of dairy-free cream cheese. I'll put this in here. And 1 stick of dairy-free butter. This has been sitting at room temperature for a little while, so it's not going to take much to melt. Okay, so I'm going to let this melt over low heat. And while that is doing its thing, okay, and then in our skillet, I'm going to turn this on medium to medium high, and I put about 2 tablespoons of that vegan butter. And to that, we're going to add 2 large onions chopped. They are. Well, let me spread this butter out a little bit. Not real butter, vegan butter. All right. One bell pepper. Now this bell pepper is green and red. It came out of my daughter's garden, so it was getting a little bit overripe. Well, I like red bell peppers too, but it's supposed to be green. This is green and red, so just 1 bell pepper. 2 stalks of celery. And a 1/2 cup of chopped mushrooms. Now we're going to saute this down for about probably 8 minutes or so. And then I'm going to add the shrimp and let it cook for a couple minutes. Just keep stirring this together and eventually it'll come together to be one sauce. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes and this is good. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to this. A little bit more. And then I'm going to add the shrimp. This is a pound of fresh Gulf shrimp. I got it at Joe Patty's. It's our local place to go and get fresh shrimp right off the boats. It's great. Shouldn't take but a couple of minutes for this to be ready. You know when shrimp is ready when it turns pink. It only takes a few minutes. Okay, so the shrimp is ready. See how it turns pink and curls up really small? So to this, turn it on low, we're going to add everything else. So the cream, cheese, and butter mixture, vegan, all vegan, I'm going to add to this dish. Turning this to low. This is really just to mix it all together. And then we'll put it in the casserole dish. All right. Yum. To this, we're going to add the cream of mushroom soup. I say a can is about half of this. So I'm going to add about half. And then if I feel like it's too dry, I'll add some more. I think that's about a can's worth. We'll see. Alright, to this we're going to start adding our seasoning. We're going to have a tablespoon of garlic salt. Alright, a teaspoon of hot sauce, and of course we like Louisiana hot sauce. A half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now this you would have to adjust how hot you like your food. To just see. I have 3/4 cup of cooked rice, but it's not cooked all the way. I cut it off, and instead of 20 minutes, I cooked it 16 because it's going to cook 30 more minutes in the oven. So 3/4 cup of rice that's not quite ready, but almost. To this, I'm going to add our vegan cheddar cheese, because you know our cheese doesn't melt the same as regular cheese. So the recipe calls to put it on top of the casserole, but it won't melt just right. So I'm going to mix it in with the casserole. So I'm going to mix this cheese in. I'm actually going to turn the burner off because we're getting ready to put it in the casserole dish. Okay, to this, I have a package of crawfish. This is frozen. You buy this frozen. It's already cooked, and you can put it in anything. You can put it as a, well, I'm going to make etouffee next, and I have some more that I will put in right from the freezer if you want to, but I've thawed this out. So I'm going to add this. Mix it in real good, because the last thing I want to add before I put it in the casserole is crab meat. And I have the lump crab meat that we get from Joe Patty's, fresh, and you pick through it and make sure that it doesn't have any shells in it. And you can use actually a black light like this one that will really point out the shells in the crab. So that's a kind of a help if you're not used to dealing with crab. Now you can use it if you don't have fresh crab from your store. You can use the canned crab, but I would get the lump crab meat instead of the shredded or just pieces, whatever. Okay, so I feel like this is pretty well combined. And now I'm going to add the crab. This is about a pint of lump crab meat. So it's a good bit. It's going to be good. I just know it. This has been picked through to make sure there's no shells. Very important, because there's always at least a couple of shells. Even at the best companies, you're going to find some shells in your crab meat. So it's really good to go through with your fingers and pick, and use a light to help you make sure you get them all. All right, I kind of folded that in, so I didn't do a lot of mixing there. Now I'm going to put it in my casserole dish. I have already used olive oil and oiled this dish. So now we're just going to pour it in. I'll put it right here. Well, all right, now we're going to pour it in. Okay, to this, we're going to add breadcrumbs. And it said to use buttered, well, I think cracker crumbs, buttered cracker crumbs. And I have tried, I don't know how many, gluten-free crackers. I bought a whole stack and had my whole family having bites and bites and bites of crackers to find one that I felt tasted buttery, even though it does not have dairy. So I found this, and it is the most buttery tasting gluten-free cracker, dairy-free cracker that I have found. So this is what we're using. Lance is the brand. And what I did is I took the whole container out and I just smushed it with my fingers like this. Smushed it up. And I took about a fourth of a cup. I think it was about half of a stick of butter, of vegan butter. And I've melted it in this pot. So I'm going to add these crackers to that. Depends on how crumbly you want it. If you don't mind seeing some crackers, which I don't mind, then you would leave it like this. If you really want it to where it's just crumbs, you can't tell what it is, then you put it in the food processor and blend it up. Alright, so I'm just going to mix this with that butter that's in there. Just a little bit to give it a little something to brown and cook in the oven so it won't be so dry. Still crunchy, not dry. Alright, let's just sprinkle on top. Alright, now we're going into the oven, 350 degrees, for 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, and I will be back with you when this comes out, ready for dinner. It's ready. Got it out of the oven and I've put some in my bowl. Just waiting to try it. It tastes good. Crab is all through it. You can taste crab in every bite. And then you get a shrimp or you get a crawfish. It's really good. You get the crunchy part from the crackers on top. It's not dry. It's got plenty. I didn't need to put any more soup in it. It's got plenty of moisture. It's really good. It's the perfect blend of the Bayou. I hope you enjoy.